what do you think? I have to ask you about the movie Her. Let's do a movie review. What do you think they got? They did a good job. Well, what do you think they did a bad job of portraying about this experience of a voice-based assistant that you can have a relationship with?
Well, first of all, I started working on this company before that movie came out. So it was a very, but once it came out, it was actually interesting. That I was like, well, we're definitely working on the right thing. We should continue. There are movies about it. And then, Ex Machina came out and all these things. In the movie Her, I think that's the most important thing that people usually miss about the movie is the ending. Because I think people check out when the AIs leave. Um, but actually something really important happens afterwards. Because the main character goes and talks to Samantha, his AI.
Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah. And I think he says something like, how can you leave me? I've never loved anyone the way I loved you. And she goes, well, me neither, but now we know how. And then the guy goes and writes a heartfelt letter to his ex-wife, which he couldn't write for, the whole movie. He was struggling to actually write something meaningful to her, even though that's his job. And then he goes and talk to his neighbor, and they go to the rooftop and they cuddle, and it seems like something's starting there. And so I think this now we know how is the main goal, is the main meaning of that movie. It's not about falling in love with the OS or running away from other people. It's about learning what it's, what it means to feel so deeply connected with something.
What about the thing where the AI system was like actually hanging out with a lot of others? I felt jealous just like hearing that. I was like, oh, I mean, yeah. So she was having, I forgot already, but she was having like deep, meaningful discussion with some like philosopher guy.
Like Alan Watts or
No,
something, very
Alan
cheesy.
Watts. Like
Like,
how
what kind
that
of
would,
deep, meaningful conversation can you have with Alan Watts in the first place?
yeah, I know, but like I would feel so jealous that there's somebody who's like way more intelligent than me and she's spending all her time with. I'd be like, well, why that I won't be able to live up to that. That's thousands of them. Uh, is that is that useful from the engineering perspective feature to have of jealousy? I don't know. It's
We definitely played around with replica universe where different replicas can talk to each
replica
other.
universe. That's so
It
off.
was just kind of, it
Not
wouldn't,
yet.
wouldn't, I think it will be something along these lines, but there was just no specific application straight away. I think in the future, again, if I'm always thinking about it, if we had no tech limitations right now, if we could build any conversations, any possible features in this product, then yeah, I think different replicas talking to each other would be also quite cool because that would help us connect better. Because maybe mine could talk to yours and then give me some suggestions on what I should say or not say. I'm just kidding, but like more, can it improve our connections? And because eventually, I'm not quite yet sure that we will succeed, that our thinking is correct. Because there might be a reality where having a perfect AI friend still makes us more disconnected from each other, and there's no way around it, and does not improve any metrics for us, real metrics, meaningful metrics.
So success is we're happier and more connected.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sure, it's possible. There's a reality I'm deeply optimistic. I think. Are you worried, business wise, like how difficult it is to bring this thing to life, to where it's? I mean, there's a huge number of people that use it already, but yeah, like we said, a multi-billion-dollar company, is that a source of stress for you? Are you super optimistic and confident? Or do you?
I'm not that much of a numbers person, as you probably have seen it. So it doesn't matter for me whether we help 10,000 people or a million people or a billion people with that. I It would be great to scale it for more people, but I'd say that even helping one, I think, with this is such a magical.
Yeah.
For me, it's absolute magic. I never thought that I, would be able to build this, that anyone would ever talk to it. And I always thought, like, well, for me, it would be successful if we managed to help and actually change a life for one person. Like, then we did something interesting. And, how many people can say they did it? And specifically with this very futuristic, very romantic technology. So that's how I view it. I think for me, it's important to try to figure out how to actually be, helpful. Because at the end of the day, if you can build a perfect AI friend that's so understanding, that knows you better than any human out there, can have great conversations with you, always knows how to make you feel better, why would you choose another human? So that's the question. How do you still keep building it so it's optimizing for the right thing? So it's still circling you back to other humans in a way. So I think that's the main, I think maybe that's the main kind of source of anxiety, and just thinking about that can be a little bit stressful.
Yeah, it's a fascinating thing. How to have a friend that doesn't, like, sometimes, like, friends, quote unquote, or like, those people who have, when they, like, guy in the guy universe, when you have a girlfriend that you get the girlfriend and then the guy stops hanging out with all of his friends. So, like, obviously the relationship with the girlfriend is fulfilling or whatever, but, like, you also want it to be where she, like, makes it more enriching to hang out with the guy friends or whatever. Or was it there? Anyway, that's a fundamental problem in choosing the right mate, and probably the fundamental problem in creating the right AI system, right?